Vice City's neon-drenched streets hide more than just crime and corruption. Beneath the glittering facade lies a world unseen, waiting to be discovered. From hidden nightclubs to mysterious rooftops, these secret locations whisper tales of intrigue and adventure in GTA 6. Imagine stumbling upon a pulsating underground nightclub, accessible only through a glitch in the game's code. As you descend into this hidden realm, the bass reverberates through your controller, and the neon lights flicker with an otherworldly glow. This isn't just any nightclub. It's a digital speakeasy, where NPCs dance to beats that shouldn't exist, and bartenders serve drinks with impossible physics. The camera pans across the dance floor, revealing faces both familiar and strange. Is that the mayor's aide grinding against a known crime boss? Or perhaps it's just another clever Easter egg planted by Rockstar's mischievous developers. As you explore further, you notice graffiti on the walls that seems to shift and change when you're not looking directly at it. Could these be clues to other hidden locations scattered throughout Vice City? But the night is young, and there's more to discover. A quick cut takes us to a rooftop garden, lush with vegetation that seems out of place in the urban jungle of Vice City. The camera zooms in dramatically on a patch of graffiti, its neon colors pulsing with an eerie rhythm. At first glance, it appears to be random tags and symbols, but as you study it closer, patterns begin to emerge. Is this some sort of code left behind by a secret society? Or perhaps it's a map leading to buried treasure. The graffiti seems to change depending on the time of day, revealing different messages under the harsh noon sun compared to the soft glow of moonlight. Players have reported seeing coordinates, cryptic phrases, and even what appears to be an entire alternate alphabet hidden within these enigmatic designs. As you ponder the mysteries of the rooftop, a glitch in the game world momentarily reveals a hidden door. Without hesitation, you plunge through it, finding yourself in a network of abandoned subway tunnels that shouldn't exist. The camera pans slowly, revealing dimly lit corridors stretching into darkness. These forgotten passages are a treasure trove of Easter eggs and hidden lore, each discovery adding another layer to the rich tapestry of Vice City's history. In one tunnel, you stumble upon a wall covered in newspaper clippings. Headlines blare about scandals and conspiracies from decades past, hinting at a deeper narrative woven into the game's backstory. Another passage leads to a makeshift shrine dedicated to a character from a previous GTA game. Is this a nod to loyal fans, or a clue about potential crossovers in the future? As you delve deeper into the tunnels, the atmosphere becomes increasingly surreal. Graffiti tags morph into animated murals, telling stories of Vice City's underworld. You pass by rusted-out subway cars that seem to whisper secrets if you listen closely enough. In one particularly eerie section, holographic projections flicker to life, reenacting scenes from the city's violent past. But it's not all doom and gloom in these subterranean depths. One chamber opens up into an underground skate park, complete with half-pipes and rail grinds that defy the laws of physics. Another area houses a hidden arcade, filled with playable minigames that pay homage to classic titles from gaming history. The camera zooms out, giving us a bird's-eye view of this intricate network of tunnels and secret rooms. It's clear that Rockstar has outdone themselves, creating a hidden world beneath Vice City that rivals the complexity of the streets above. But just as you think, you've seen it all. A glitch in the tunnel wall reveals yet another passage, hinting at even more secrets waiting to be uncovered. As we return to the surface world of Vice City, the contrast between the sun-soaked streets and the shadowy underworld we've just explored is stark. The camera pans across familiar landmarks, now imbued with new meaning. That innocuous-looking convenience store. Could it be a front for the underground nightclub? The seemingly abandoned building on the corner. Might it house the entrance to those mysterious subway tunnels? Vice City has always been a place of secrets and hidden agendas. But now it's clear that the depth of its mysteries goes far beyond what meets the eye. Every alleyway, every rooftop, every crack in the sidewalk could be the key to unlocking a new adventure. The game world is no longer just a backdrop for heists and car chases. It's a living, breathing enigma, challenging players to look beyond the obvious and explore the unknown. As night falls on Vice City, neon signs flicker to life, casting an otherworldly glow on the streets. The camera zooms in on a group of NPCs huddled in conversation, their dialogue hinting at even more hidden locations waiting to be discovered. A graffiti tag on a nearby wall seems to shift and change as you watch, perhaps revealing a clue to the next big secret. The possibilities are endless in this digital playground of mystery and intrigue. From the depths of glitched-out nightclubs to the heights of enigmatic rooftop gardens. From the labyrinthine subway tunnels to the sun-drenched streets above, Vice City is a world within a world, each layer peeling back to reveal new surprises. As players, we're no longer just participants in a predetermined story. We're explorers, code breakers, and urban archaeologists, piecing together the hidden history of Vice City, one secret location at a time. The game has become more than just a series of missions and side quests. It's a living puzzle, constantly evolving and revealing new depths. So the next time you boot up GTA 6 and find yourself cruising down the familiar streets of Vice City, remember, there's always more than meets the eye. That innocuous-looking building might just be the gateway to your next great adventure. The city is alive with secrets, waiting for the curious and the bold to uncover them. Vice City hides more than palm trees and beaches. Beneath the streets lies a forgotten world. From graffiti messages to secret tunnels, these places whisper the untold stories of GTA 6. Are you ready to dive deeper and uncover the mysteries that lie hidden in plain sight? The adventure awaits, just beyond the next glitch in the Matrix. In the murky depths of Vice City's coastal waters, a legend lurks. Massive, elusive, terrifying. Venture too far from shore, and you might encounter the ocean's most chilling secret. As night falls and storm clouds gather, whispers spread through the city. Players report sightings of something extraordinary, a creature of impossible size gliding beneath the waves. At first, many dismissed these tales as mere fantasy, the product of overactive imaginations and one too many drinks at the Malibu Club. But as accounts multiplied, a pattern emerged. Only on certain nights, when the wind howls and lightning splits the sky, does this behemoth make its presence known? Sailors speak of a sudden, eerie calm descending over the churning sea. Then, without warning, a monstrous shape breaches the surface, silhouetted against flashes of lightning. For a heartbeat, it hangs suspended, water cascading from its colossal form before crashing back into the depths with a thunderous roar that shakes the very air. Those brave or foolish enough to venture out during these tempests describe a feeling of being watched, of something vast and ancient tracking their every move. Sonar equipment goes haywire, picking up readings that defy explanation. Radio communications crackle with interference, leaving boats isolated in the storm-tossed night. But it's not just sightings that fuel the growing legend. Strange wreckage has begun washing up along Vice City's shores. Twisted metal and splintered wood, bearing marks no known sea creature could inflict. Marine biologists are baffled, unable to identify the source of claw marks that could easily tear through the hull of a yacht. Some whisper of government cover-ups, of classified military experiments gone horribly wrong. Local fishermen, hardened by years at sea, now refuse to cast their nets in certain areas, marking them as forbidden on their charts. They speak in hushed tones of entire schools of fish vanishing overnight, of the eerie silence that falls over usually teeming waters. Even the sharks, apex predators of the ocean, seem to have abandoned their hunting grounds, driven away by something that strikes terror into their primal hearts. As word spreads, thrill seekers and monster hunters flock to Vice City, hoping to catch a glimpse of the ocean's most dangerous secret. They come armed with high-tech cameras and submersibles, determined to prove the creature's existence. But the sea guards its mysteries jealously. Many return empty-handed, their equipment inexplicably damaged. Yet for every failed expedition, another reported sighting emerges. A group of night divers, exploring a shipwreck off the coast, swears they saw a massive eye, easily the size of a car, peering at them from the gloom. Before they could react, it vanished, leaving behind only a swirling cloud of disturbed sediment and a bone-deep sense of dread. Theories abound as to the creature's nature. Some claim it's a surviving prehistoric beast, a relic from an age when giants ruled the earth. Others insist it's an unknown species, driven from the ocean's deepest trenches by changing currents or underwater seismic activity. A few fringe groups even suggest extraterrestrial origins, pointing to ancient carvings that depict similar beings descending from the stars. Whatever the truth, the impact on Vice City is undeniable. Tourism has surged, with monster-themed boat tours becoming the hottest ticket in town. T-shirts bearing stylized images of the creature fly off the shelves, while local bars serve up specialty cocktails with names like Kraken, S, Kiss, and Leviathan, S, Lure. For a city always hungry for the next big thing, the ocean monster has become a marketing goldmine. But beneath the hype and tourist dollars, a current of genuine fear runs through the community. Lifelong residents who once saw the ocean as a source of livelihood and recreation now eye it warily, wondering what other secrets it might hold. Parents keep a tighter watch on their children at the beach, scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. As the phenomenon grows, so too does the attention from beyond Vice City's borders. News crews from across the country descend on the city, their vans clogging beachfront parking lots. Government agencies issue carefully worded statements, neither confirming nor denying the creature's existence, while urging caution to all who venture onto the water. Amidst the growing frenzy, a small team of local researchers has begun a methodical investigation, led by Dr. Elena Cortez, a marine biologist with a reputation for unraveling oceanic mysteries. They're determined to separate fact from fiction. Their base of operations, a converted warehouse near the marina, hums with activity day and night as they analyze data and plan their next move. We're dealing with something unprecedented here, Dr. Cortez explains, her eyes alight with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The ocean is vast and largely unexplored. It's entirely possible that a creature of this size could have remained hidden until now. But we need hard evidence, not just anecdotes and blurry photographs. A team has deployed a network of underwater sensors throughout the area where sightings are most frequent. These cutting-edge devices monitor everything from water temperature and salinity to acoustic signatures and electromagnetic disturbances. If the creature exists, Dr. Cortez is confident they'll find proof. But as their investigation progresses, strange occurrences plague the team. Equipment malfunctions for no apparent reason. Data files become corrupted or vanish entirely. Team members report vivid nightmares of endless, dark waters and a presence so vast it defies comprehension. Despite these setbacks, Dr. Cortez and her colleagues press on, driven by scientific curiosity and a growing sense that they're on the verge of a discovery that could reshape our understanding of marine life. They've begun preparations for a series of deep-sea dives, using state-of-the-art submersibles to explore the very depths where the creature is believed to dwell. As Vice City holds its collective breath, waiting for answers, the ocean keeps its secrets. On stormy nights, when lightning illuminates the churning waves, those who watch closely might catch a glimpse of something impossible. A shadow larger than any known animal. A disturbance in the water that defies natural explanation. And always carried on the wind, the faintest echo of a roar, so profound it seems to come from the dawn of time itself. A reminder that in the vast, unexplored reaches of our world, there are still wonders and terrors beyond our wildest imagination. Out there, in the dark waters of Vice City's coast, something stirs. Huge, silent, waiting, dare to sail too far. And you might just come face to face with the ocean's most dangerous secret. The question is, are you ready for what you might find? This is the Phantom Car GTA 6. So, back in GTA the 5th of November 2022, there was a brand new addition to the game that we were all excited for. It was a random-ass black muscle car that would appear out of nowhere, chase you down, and then vanish into thin air. If this sounds familiar, it's because this has actually happened before, back in 2004 with GTA San Andreas. And there's a very interesting story behind this. But we're gonna talk about that later. Because first off, let us go over exactly what this new glitch does and how to actually trigger it in case you haven't seen it before. There are only two ways to trigger this. The first method isn't very reliable, but according to a few sources, it Seems like waiting by the side of the road at night is the most reliable way. And eventually, this black car will spawn in front of you. The second method is actually being chased by the police. And if you drive into one of these blue zones, which apparently stands for LSPD or Los Santos Police Department, you'll get the phantom car on your tail. Now, when you're being chased by the cops, it's pretty easy to shake them off. Just drive through one of these blue zones and they'll disappear. But this thing is totally different. This car will literally phase through the barriers and continue chasing you. Also, if you decide to just ignore it and keep driving, eventually the car will However, if you try to ram it or shoot it up, it will not despawn, and it will continue chasing you indefinitely until you get into a cuisine. This also brings me to another point. It doesn't matter what sort of vehicle you're driving. You could be driving a tank or a bike or even a pedestrian, it will still chase you. And if you do happen to stop, say like if you enter a building or something, the car will eventually crash into whatever you're driving and completely destroy it. So yeah, you can't hide from it. You can't reason with it. All you can do is keep running. And if you're wondering what this car is, it is a completely custom model made specifically for this mission. So it is unknown whether or not it'll ever get added to the game as a playable vehicle. Now, the reason why I mentioned that this was in the San Andreas is because this is essentially a recreation of the Loop. If you don't know what this is a car that you can unlock in San Andreas, and it is tied to an urban legend. Back in the day, before YouTube, there used to be a lot of misinformation going around. People used to make these fake forum posts saying things like, "Oh, I found a crashed Loop in real life," or "I saw an Loop driving down the street." These kind of posts were everywhere. And it was all done to spread awareness about this supposed urban legend that if you drove the Loop at night on the highway and went over 100 miles per hour, you'd eventually come across a crashed Loop, and if you hit it, your entire game would be deleted. Of course, this never happened, and it was just some made-up story. But the funny thing is, people still believe this to this day. And I guess Rockstar decided to capitalize on that by adding the A-Loop back into GTA 6. However, there is one big difference. Unlike the Loop in San Andreas, this one is invincible. So it cannot be destroyed no matter what you do. And this makes sense considering the whole point of the urban legend was that you could destroy the Loop. Therefore, Rockstar made it invincible to pay homage to that. However, since there's no longer any hidden packages or secret vehicles in GTA 6, this means that the Loop has a much more limited role in the game. In fact, the only way to even see this vehicle is by doing one of two things. Either you get the car on your tail, or you simply call it in using the phone. So, yes, there is a way to actually call this car in. All you have to do is call up a taxi, then once you get into the taxi, immediately cancel the ride, and you'll spawn in the black car. There's really no reason why you would do this other than just to test it out. The car itself drives pretty well, and it's extremely fast, almost on par with the DeLorean. So, despite it not being drivable in free mode, it's likely that this will be a future addition to the game. It might get added alongside other classic cars, like the Turismo or the Banshee. And then we'll finally be able to recreate the San Andreas experience. Speaking of which, Rockstar did tease the return of the OG San Andreas radio stations. So, there's a possibility that we'll get the radio back, which apparently got removed from the game following backlash. The community was very upset about this, and the reasoning behind it was because people were unbuying shark cards anymore. So Rockstar tried to implement these microtransactions instead. Now that didn't work out too well, so maybe they'll bring the radio back along with all the other removed features. It is quite possible that they just reworking everything from scratch to make sure it has a high quality, and then they add it in with a future update. At the end of the day, this is definitely a good sign because it shows that Rockstar is listening to feedback and they're actually taking action on it. That's definitely something that we can appreciate. They're making some smart moves. And while we're on the topic of good signs, we should talk about what is happening with the Xbox Series X version. Because if you do know, this game is actually backwards compatible. So technically, you can play the PC version on your console. However, the actual next-gen version is still in development. Now, here's what we know so far. It's being developed by the same team that worked on Red Dead Redemption 2, so the graphics should look similar to that. And if you thought the current graphics looked good, wait till you see what they can do with their main console. We can expect a higher resolution, better lighting, a higher frame rate, shorter loading times, improved textures, and more NPCs. As for when this will release, all we know is that it's coming sometime in 2023. Personally, I'm hoping that they can fix the game's performance on PC as well. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of FPS drops lately. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. They're not just billboards. They're clues. Rockstar is speaking to us, and only the most observant players can decode the message. As you cruise through the sprawling streets of Los Santos, your eyes might glance over the countless advertisements plastering the city's skyline. But look closer, and you'll find that Rockstar Games has woven an intricate web of secrets right before our eyes. These aren't your average billboards. They're a silent dialogue between the developers and the most eager-lit fans. Picture this. You've just completed a high-stakes heist, your adrenaline still pumping as you speed away from the scene. Suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, you notice something different. That billboard you've passed 100 times before, it's changed. Where once there was an ad for Life Invader, now there's a cryptic message that wasn't there before. This isn't a glitch or a random occurrence. It's Rockstar's way of rewarding the attentive, the curious, the true devotees of the Grand Theft Auto universe. These hidden billboards are more than just Easter eggs. They're a breadcrumb trail leading us deeper into the lore of the game. After certain missions, key locations throughout the city undergo subtle transformations. A neon sign might flicker to life, revealing a phone number that wasn't visible before. A graffiti-covered wall could suddenly display a familiar logo from a past GTA title. It's as if the city itself is evolving, responding to your actions and unfolding a greater mystery with each completed objective. But Rockstar isn't content with just nodding to the past. These billboards are also windows into the future, offering tantalizing hints about upcoming DLC and expansions. A seemingly innocuous advertisement for a new in-game movie might contain a hidden message when viewed from a specific angle. Decode it, and you might find yourself with insider knowledge about the next big update before it's officially announced. The genius of these hidden messages lies in their subtlety. They're not meant to be found by everyone. Rockstar has crafted them for the players who treat Los Santos not just as a playground, but as a living, breathing world to be studied and understood. It has a reward for those who take the time to stop and really look at the details that most players speed past without a second thought. One billboard, in particular, has sent the GTA community into a frenzy of speculation. Located in a nondescript part of town, it appears to be nothing more than a standard advertisement at first glance, but those who've cracked Rockstar's code know better. Hidden within the seemingly random arrangement of letters and numbers is a date. But what does this date signify? Is it a clue to when the next major update will drop? Or perhaps it is hinting at something even bigger, the release of the next Grand Theft Auto installment. The beauty of these hidden messages is that they create a sense of community among players. Forums and social media light up with discussions as fans share their discoveries and theories. It's not uncommon to see players organizing in-game gathering at specific billboards to collectively decipher their meanings. This shared experience of uncovering secrets brings players together in a way that few other aspects of the game can match. Rockstar's approach to these hidden messages is a masterclass in world building. By integrating these clues seamlessly into the game environment, they've added layers of depth to Los Santos that go far beyond the main storyline. It's a city that feels alive, constantly changing and revealing new secrets to those patient enough to look for them. But why go to all this trouble? Why not just announce updates and tease future content through traditional channels? The answer lies in the very DNA of the Grand Theft Auto series, from its inception. GTA has been about more than just playing a game. It's about immersing yourself in a world that feels real, despite its over-the-top nature. These hidden messages are an extension of that philosophy, blurring the lines between the game world and our own. As players, we're not just passive consumers of content, we're active participants in an ongoing dialogue with the creators. Every time we decipher a new clue or uncover a hidden reference, we're engaging with the game on a deeper level. It's This level of engagement that keeps players coming back to Los Santos long after they've completed the main story. The impact of these hidden messages extends beyond just the current game. They create a sense of anticipation and excitement for what's to come. Each decoded message becomes a piece of a larger puzzle, hinting at the future direction of the GTA franchise. It's a brilliant marketing strategy, keeping the community engaged and speculating between major releases. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of these hidden billboards is the way they challenge our perception of the game world. As we become more attuned to looking for these secrets, we start to see Los Santos in a different light. Every advertisement, every street sign, every piece of graffiti becomes a potential clue. It transforms the way we play, encouraging us to slow down and really observe. In the end, these hidden messages are more than just a clever game mechanic. They're a testament to Rockstar's commitment to creating a rich, immersive world that rewards exploration and attention to detail. They're a way of acknowledging the dedication of the most passionate fans, those who treat each playthrough as an opportunity to uncover something new. So the next time you're tearing through the streets of Los Santos, take a moment to look up. That billboard you've passed 1,000 times might just be trying to tell you something, because in the world of Grand Theft Auto, nothing is ever quite what it seems. The city is speaking to us, and it's up to us to listen. They're not just billboards. They're clues. Rockstar is speaking to us, and only the most observant players can decode the message. A wrong turn down a dimly lit alley, and suddenly, you're transported back to 1986. The neon signs flicker to life, casting their vibrant glow across the streets of Vice City. The air is thick with nostalgia, the sounds of synthesizers and drum machines echoing in the distance. But don't get too comfortable. This blast from the past is fleeting. As you stumble out of the alley, disoriented by the sudden shift in time and space, you're greeted by a sight that seems pulled straight from a retro postcard. The streets are lined with classic cars, their chrome gleaming under the warm glow of streetlights. Passers-by donning acid-washed jeans and oversized blazers stroll past, oblivious to your bewildered stare. You pinch yourself, wondering if this is all just a vivid dream. But the sights, sounds, and smells are too real to be a figment of your imagination. The unmistakable aroma of hairspray mingles with the scent of freshly baked Cuban bread wafting from a nearby bakery. In the distance, you hear the faint strains of Take On Me playing from a boombox perched on someone's shoulder. As you wander down the neon-drenched streets, you can't help but marvel at the attention to detail in this slice of the past. Every storefront, every advertisement, every piece of graffiti seems meticulously crafted to transport you back to the heyday of Vice City. You pass by a video rental store, its windows plastered with posters for blockbuster hits like Top Gun and Ferris Bueller's Stay Off. The streets are alive with energy. Despite the late hour, nightclubs pulse with the sounds of new wave and early hip-hop, their doors spilling out crowds of revelers dressed in their finest 80s attire. You catch snippets of conversations about the latest episode of Miami Vice, and heated debates over whether New Coke is really better than the original formula. As you continue your journey through this time-warped version of Vice City, you can't shake the feeling that you're on borrowed time. The world around you seems to flicker occasionally, like a VHS tape with tracking issues. You try to take in as much as you can, knowing that this window to the past won't stay open for long. You pass by a newsstand. Its racks filled with magazines sporting headlines about the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster and the upcoming Iran-Contra hearings. For a moment, you're tempted to grab a copy, a tangible piece of history to take back with you. But something tells you that would be against the rules of whatever cosmic game you've unwittingly entered. The sound of squealing tires draws your attention to the street, where a cherry-red Testarossa weaves through traffic with reckless abandon. For a split second, you swear you can see a familiar face behind the wheel. Could it be Tommy Vercetti himself? Before you can get a better look, the car disappears around a corner in a cloud of exhaust and burning rubber. As you round another corner, you find yourself in the heart of Vice City's bustling nightlife district. The sidewalks are crowded with partygoers hopping from club to club, their laughter and chatter filling the air. Neon signs advertise exotic cocktails and all-night dance parties, each one more enticing than the last. You're tempted to duck into one of these clubs to fully immerse yourself in the 80s experience. But just as you're about to step through the doors of the Malibu Club, you feel a strange, tingling sensation. The world around you begins to blur, the edges of reality becoming fuzzy and indistinct. Panic sets in as you realize your time in this nostalgic wonderland is coming to an end. You try to hold on to the sights and sounds around you, desperately committing every detail to memory. The smell of cigarette smoke and cheap cologne, the feel of the humid night air on your skin, the distant sound of waves crashing on the beach. You want to remember it all, but like a mirage in the desert, the 1986 version of Vice City begins to fade away. The neon lights flicker and dim, replaced by the harsh glow of modern LED streetlights. The classic cars morph into their contemporary counterparts. Sleek and aerodynamic, the crowds of big-haired, shoulder-padded pedestrians vanish, replaced by people glued to their smartphones. In the blink of an eye, you're back in the present day, the alley you stumbled out of just minutes ago. Or was it decades? Now looks completely ordinary, with no hint of the temporal portal it briefly housed. You spin around, searching for any trace of the 80s wonderland you just left behind, but find nothing. As reality settles back in around you, you can't help but wonder if it was all just a vivid hallucination. But the lingering scent of Aquanet in your nostrils and the faint echo of sweet dreams are made of this in your ears tell a different story. Somehow, someway, you've just experienced a slice of Vice City history firsthand. You check your watch, surprised to find that only 2 minutes have passed since you first entered the alley. 2 minutes that felt like a lifetime. A brief window into a world long gone but not forgotten. As you make your way back to the familiar streets of modern-day Vice City, you can't help but smile at the secret you now carry! For those 2 magical minutes, you were a time traveler witness to the glory days of Vice City in all its neon-soaked, synth-powered splendor. And while the experience may have been fleeting, the memories will last a lifetime. You make a mental note to explore more hidden alleys in the future, hoping to stumble upon another portal to the past. As you rejoin the bustle of the present-day city, you can't help but look at your surroundings with new eyes. Every street, corner, every building holds the potential for hidden history, waiting to be discovered by those curious enough to seek it out. And who knows? Maybe next time, you'll find yourself transported to the roaring 20s or the psychedelic 60s. One thing's for certain. You'll never look at Vice City the same way again. Behind its modern facade lies a treasure trove of memories and experiences just waiting to be unlocked. All it takes is one wrong turn, one moment of serendipity, and suddenly, you're part of history! As you walk away from the alley, the sounds of the city fade back into focus. Car horns blare! People chatter on their phones! And the constant hum of modern life surrounds you. But if you listen closely, you might just catch the faintest whisper of synthesizers on the breeze, a ghostly reminder of your brief journey through time. You smile to yourself, knowing that somewhere in the labyrinth of Vice City's streets, another temporal anomaly waits to be discovered. And when it is, you'll be ready for another trip down memory lane. Or rather, down a neon-lit alley into the heart of the past.